The Avalanche 9000 massive upgrade drops today, and we're going to be covering the things you need to know about what's going on in the Avalanche ecosystem and why the Avalanche 9000 upgrade is so important. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just dive right into it. All right, let's jump right into it. We have a lot to cover today, so let's go ahead and dive in. Last week, in case you missed it, Avalanche raised $250 million to bump their war chest up to around $3 billion, which is massive. And then we saw Uplink launch the first DPIN layer 1 on Avalanche, which is pretty cool. Little piece of history there. We also saw Shatterline announce their $40,000 monthly giveaways and tournaments and what have you. And they're owned by Fairway, which is Fairway's launching F-chain. And F-chain has talked about how they want to make the assets interoperable in their ecosystem among the game titles underneath their belt. So that was really cool. We saw Domi Online launch their playtest that is still open as this video is being recorded. So you might want to check that out if you want to play some games. But yeah, with that said, OTG also launched their content pack around the Christmas, themed content pack. So if you have OTG Pro, you might want to go in your account and check that out. And with that said, you can check out some more videos here on the channel. Talked about Beam, and we'll be talking about Beam in just a second again. And of course, Avalanche 9000 and what have you. But just to recap here of what is going to be taking place after this huge Etna upgrade is going to be layer 1 launches are going to be 99% cheaper and then 96% lower fees on the C chain. So right off the rip, that is absolutely attractive to a lot of developers out there, talking about like game publishers, talking about games, talking about a lot of it, right? So launching a layer 1 is going to be super easy. It allows layer 1s to be customizable, interoperable, and permissionless as well. And even financial institutions to have sets up basically, what is allowed on their chain, like geo filters and what have you. So it's definitely regulatory type of pro-regulatory, right? So that is another big thing there. So that's why I said this is just the beginning. There's a lot of use cases I could see this, taking place, like AI platforms where it allows AI agents to be launching their own layer 1s or something crazy like that. I mean, it's not too far-fetched because we see it over there on virtuals. So I could see something like that happening on Avalanche in the not so distant future. So again, I think this is like just the beginning. 96% lower fees on the C chain for gas. I mean, that is big too. I mean, that we're talking about the end user having a better experience overall. And let's say something like a ecosystem just covers the gas themselves and subsidizes that. That's going to be a big win for, protocols and ecosystems as well. Speaking of which, we're going to jump into Beam. Since this upgrade is taking place, they're able to launch their own layer 1. Therefore, they're able to customize it and drop Beam nodes. So they're dropping Beam nodes as of today. They did a whole video on that and talking about how they'll be able to use Avalanche technology and do this, right? So it says here with AVAX subnets becoming layer 1 chains, we unlock total freedom to build exactly what we need, interconnect seamlessly, and operate without heavy validator costs. Because before this upgrade, you had to stake like 2,000 Avalanche to validate. And now after this upgrade, it's basically kind of like pay as you go, if you will, to kind of sum it up. So a lot of things happening on Beam we talked about in the video, including Beam AI, the Abu Dhabi fund, and what have you. But this is really possible because of Avalanche's upgrade, right? You're seeing the same thing over there on Ceden. So you can see here, they tweeted on December 5th, introducing the Ceden L1, the L1 for the people, the chain built for gamers. Now, I do own some Ceden, so just full disclosure on that. But very similar structure as Beam, right? And I think I'm just showing you guys these use cases that we're starting to see pop up, which was the thesis before, but now it's playing out. And I think maybe people could start having aha moments here on what's possible with Avalanche. These are just a couple use cases with just gaming. And I think gaming is going to go at scale, obviously. I think Avalanche becoming slowly the gaming kind of king, if you will. We know there's a big, there's some front runners, but Avalanche is putting on an absolute masterclass of what's possible, especially around gaming, right? And I think that's why we focus so much on gaming, AI, and what have you, and the convergence of these technologies and why it's so important. The thesis has been here on the channel for a year plus, probably like 2-3 years, probably longer, but I don't even know. I've been doing videos so long, can't even remember. But yeah, I think this is just going to continue. I think, again, going back to my tweet, this is just the beginning. As a matter of fact, make sure you go over here and follow me on X so you don't miss out on alpha. I tweet it like as I go, as it's like live, basically. So if you want more like live stuff going on, you definitely want to go over there on X and give me a sub. I also have my subscriptions enabled as well. It's like $2 a month. Very cheap, very affordable. I've been dropping some cool things for my subscribers only. Got just a couple subscribers, but hey, I remember my day one OGs. I don't forget about that. Also, don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube and hit that notification so you don't miss out on a video as well. So with that being said, because sometimes I do drop videos without dropping them on X, depending on how I feel about it, just because I feel like some of my videos on YouTube, maybe they're not as relevant there on X as it is on YouTube. So with that said, you definitely want to sub to both because you never know where I'm going to drop information quickly. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. I think today is a huge milestone in the Avalanche ecosystem. So congrats to the team. Congrats to everybody in the ecosystem. Very much excited about that. But yeah, anyways, be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.